Hello, True Blue Thai here from Thailand. Hope you're doing well. Sawadee Kap, Sawadee Kap, Sawadee Kap, Sawadee Kap, Sawadee Kap. Welcome back to Thailand. Welcome back to me. Welcome back to the channel. Okay, True Blue Thai here from Thailand. If you don't know me, I do my daily Manchester City content. Everything news, Man City ladies, Man City under 18s, anything was to go, which is news, which is happening at football club. And the reason why I do this because they're so amazingly popular, Manchester City, and there's always something to talk about. Pluses, some pluses, tiny little pluses, but a lot of negatives, and whatever. And I like to debunk or talk. I can give my expressions, my opinions of it, because I can't stand being 10,000 kilometers and have to say and take the listen to from the media, from the rival fans, and like to start push back on all the crap, for instance, we get from the media. And case in point, Carlos Savakos. If you don't know, I don't know if that's the way he pronounces his name, and I don't really care because this guy gets up my nose. I'm sure he's on the payroll of the Premier League now. I'm sure of it, absolutely sure of it. Why? Why? Because he works for Sky Sports, for instance. Probably the only person in a suit without a tie. And he comes across with his, with his accent, like Mr. Look at me, for instance, I'm mega important. And basically, for instance, he said, referring to, and he's always speaking to some girl with blonde hair. And for instance, and he's on Sky, and he's talking. And she was asked about Spurs and Aston Villa playing football, and Spurs and Aston Villa, for instance, Spurs are also getting important games, and but Spurs also says their game's more important. I want to change it. Can we change it? Okay, to a different kickoff day to date, to which the nice people at the Premier League have turned around and said, yeah, sure, no problem. Absolutely, not a problem at all. So, of course, they've done it. They've gone ahead and done it. So, for instance, under which Aston Villa said, what? Excuse me, what? And for instance, and he starts off with his little conversation of the likes of Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp, even Ferguson have asked the Premier League. And I'm sure from time to time they've done their best to help them. Have they? Fucking hell, you're joking me. For instance, the Premier League helping Manchester City do anything. Oh, come on. Give me a break. Honestly, for instance, the Club World Cup, where Man City and Chelsea are playing, and both Man City and Chelsea are playing because of the, end of the season, need to give the players rest. Again, we're talking about players with, players who are playing a lot of games, and we want to give them rest. And for instance, and you got the before the start of the new season, and Pep Guardiola as well as Chelsea turn around and say, "Could you ask the Premier League? Could you please start our season a week later?" What the Premier League has said? No. Man City have had more than one game played, either FA Cup game where we've had 2 days rest. Maybe it's something to do with the FA as well. They're not blamed for this. On Champions League games, Man City have had to play every 3 games. As the Premier League ever turned around and said, yeah, sure, for instance, we'll give you some leeway. No, never, ever. But Sorry Karlakov goes on and said, I'm sure the Premier League have helped the other teams in the past. Not Manchester City. No, you're talking through your backside as per usual, Solikov. I said, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of goes, yes, Tony, yes, Carrie, yes. Like a bunch of nodding dogs believing everything Willie says. So against the APT rules, he was the same woman, same guy, same kind of dress, black suit without a tie, saying to this, nice black shoes, well presented. I must say, no problem with that. But it's just the fact that it comes across as smug, and he's talking to the same or different blonde bimbo, talk about the APT rules and how the fact that Manchester City have won some, not all, the APT rules. They've won some. Like it was just we've got a big cake, and Man City have had that little tiny little slice just off the corner of the APT rules, and how the Premier League are just going to change it, no worries, iron out a few little things, But Man City are happy they've won some, the way you put it, some of the APT. We won it all because that sum reflated in the entire piece. It's like taking a for instance, wings off a plane and say Man City have won. I've taken the wings from the plane, etc. Boom, the plane's going to go crashing. Honestly, this is the thing. But this is the crap. And I said, why? And it's not until, for instance, you listen to Stefan Burson, you listen to The Athletic, and you listen, not Athletic, you listen to a few others, decent journalists who've come out and said Man City have won the case. And the APT rules were unlawful. To change those words around, unlawful means illegal. They're illegal. You're putting across illegal rules. And Man City have won not one, but 2 rules, and we're going to win in October again. But it's that I've going to go on Sky Sports and go, oh, Man City have tweaked. Well, the Premier League just need to tweak it a little bit again. So, crap. Honestly, journalists, if you're going to do, I just can't stand biasness from journalists. I really don't. Honestly, for instance, definitely on the payroll for the Premier League, Carlos Alvarez. Anyway, so let's move on. Any news from Man City? Well, we got this usual Florian Wirtz. Is he coming? Is he staying? Is he going? Is he going? Whatever. And so Bild, this German sports newspaper, for instance, who printed, were the first ones to print those ridiculous emails from that guy in prison, the Portuguese guy, the 115 thing. Bild was the first rag to actually bring those things. They, a German newspaper, talk about a German player going to a German football club, from a German football club, has come out and said, and it was printed on a Bayern Munich website, saying that he's coming to Bayern Munich. Okay, Florian Wirtz. Okay, trustworthy. Also, we heard from later on, etc., that, for instance, by what's called his club, that he's not even spoken about it. What's it called? He might want to see off his contract. So 1 minute, yeah, the next minute, crap. And it's just like, what can we fill the papers with today? What can we write crap today? So yeah. So at the end of the day, for instance, nothing's been said he's going to come. Nothing's been saying he's not going to come. So, for instance, we don't really know. Me, personally, out of 10, I'll give it a 5. And the reason why I'm going to say that is because, quite honestly, for instance, I think he might have the sway because of his father, German, blah, blah, blah. Someone said he wants to come, but his father doesn't want him to come. But I just think, for instance, German... Yeah, I think he'll stay. I think he'll stay at move to Bayern München. So yeah. Which means Kevin De Bruyne, what's it called, in the news? Yes, what's it called? It appears that Inter Miami is not interested in him signing him now. For instance, so it leaves Chicago Fire in the running. So let's see what happens there. Again, speculation. We don't really know. Nothing's been signed yet. Blah blah blah. So me personally, I hope he stays one more season, and I hope the club come to their senses and just give me one more season with Kevin, please. Just give me one more season. I beg of you, please. And he's not, and again, for instance, because at the moment, all these top targets we're going for, there's nobody out there. Unless they're going to Man City is going to pull a rabbit out of the bag. There's nobody out there, for instance, and we're not going to spend 100 million on Riggers. Morgan Gibbs, right, the United fan, for instance, is not a replacement for Kevin De Bruyne. For instance, all the others, etc. For instance, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It really is. I just don't see the point of getting rid of somebody who can do a job, who's there here right now. You're replacing with somebody who you think you're going to get, who's not going. You more likely go with Wirtz. What's it called? Then you're scraping the barrel. Well, who's left? Who we can get? Now maybe Man City can come out with a. We didn't know we were going to get Mamouche. Maybe. Hugo and Tiki is cooking up amazing deal, which would make us all go yay, and we're getting this guy. But at the moment, etc., I think we've got to stick with what we've got. And I know, for instance, Kevin De Bruyne is not the man, but at the moment, the reason why we're starting third is because of Kevin De Bruyne. So please keep Kevin De Bruyne. It makes sense, because if you're going to get rid, you've got to bring us somebody who's just as good. you know, or for instance on the par or whatever. Because if not, what the hell are you letting him go for? It's just madness. It really is. It's just madness. And Kevin, darn it, mate. I love you very much. But if you're hanging out for £400,000 a week, please, come on, drop the salary. If that's the case, then you deserve to be where you are. You need to, you know, say, listen, I'll pay for 250. You're a millionaire. You got plenty of money. You got a big, massive house in Belgium. Anyway, so, but let's move on from there. Raya Adrich Nori is again this guy, for instance, where everybody's going, who? Once again, it's been linked with Manchester City. So, Claudio Echeverri has gone for a little walk around the Etihad Stadium, or talking about Manchester City, and I did a nice little interview, just seen it again. Yeah, great, lovely, you know, nice little chat. Seems to be very happy. It got kind of like towards the end. It was kind of like, I want to play, I need to play. He must be very frustrated not playing. You know, for instance, I know there's a free Echemesi campaign going on, so he's got to play. He must be him and Reece must be very frustrated, and Cousinov, very frustrated not playing. So unless Pep's got big plans for the Club World Cup, I don't know. But at the moment, etc., I just don't understand why they can't give him at least Claudio. And we've been praying to watch this guy play, and now we've been stumped by not Pep not playing him and playing the old guard. So, for instance, Claudio Echeverri has spoken to Junio Alvarez. He's spoken to me a lot about the club. Gives me a very tells a very good club. Yeah, for instance, he would give me my best wishes. He's helped me a lot. His best mate, his busy mate, is Oscar Bob, because Oscar Bob speaks Spanish. You know, and so he got Oscar Bob welcomed me a lot, helped me adapt when I first arrived at Man City, and over the next few days, we've spoken in Spanish. He really speaks very well. Honestly, I'm very happy because he's a great person. Yeah, he said he's very happy. Teams welcomed him, and so for instance, so he seemed quite happy. Nice little walk around. But I did get the impression that he wants to play football now. I met Pep Guardiola a couple of times. What did he say about Pep? I met Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola. Okay, I'm speaking of Pep Guardiola. Since he's told me that he's very happy that I'm here. He said that I can count on him for whatever I need. I thanked him for his opportunity, and that's it. That's all that's all available. Not much. Again, Pep, I'm sure Pep can't speak to everybody. Yeah, so for instance, that's good. Moving on. Let's go. There's nothing. Let me think. No. Moving on to the website, because it was announced yesterday the ladies, WSL, Man City ladies, have been off to Portugal in the summer. Women will travel to Portugal this month in May to complete their first ever women's seven football W7F tournament, taking place at the Estadio Antonio Crambi, in Portugal, 21st of May, 23rd of May, so in a few days. Joined 7 other top flight teams in seven-a-side competition. Weird. Beginning with 2 days, group phases, and a knockout stage and a final, with the determination determined the first ever W7F champion on the third day of the competition. It means that City could play up to 5 to 30-minute games depending on progress, with a full lineup of 8 teams confirming as Rosengard, Paris Saint-Germain, Roma, Ajax, Munchen, Benfica, and those rags as well. They're all going. Interim head coach Nick Cushing will lead the side for the first time ever the squad. So yeah. Man City women's director of football said Teresa Sarugan said the tournament is an exciting new competition for women's game and the club that continue to blaze the trail, and we are proud to be part of this milestone moment. Okay, sounds good. Right, so that's a new tournament at the 21st to the 23rd. So 30-minute games. Yeah, interesting to see. Who we're going to play and what's going to team. So weird how they're going to play in just one stadium. So how it's going to work. 30 minutes. Yeah, but anyway, never mind. So it's something new. But yeah, well, big up to the ladies. Well done. I hope you do very well. I'll be keeping my eye on it, and I'll keep up the progress with you guys as well. So I hope you're doing well. Anyway, guys, gonna love you and leave it. True Blue Tie from Thailand. I hope you're doing well. I am, yeah, just like and subscribe. Tell me what you think. I'm alright about Carvey. You know, being a Premier League stooge. Have Man City ever got anything from the Premier League as far as fixture changing? Have we? I think not, Carby. Anyway, so but yeah. So for instance, and is Claudio Echeverri ever gonna be freed and play? I think he should. You know, we're stuffing Southampton 4-0. I think he should definitely give him a go. I should definitely be on the bench somewhere. You know, and him and Reece and Kuzina. Yeah, you know, bar them, bring him in. We were all buzzing for waiting to see Claudio, and he's not being played. So, but yeah, he wants to play football. Anyway, guys, so love you and leave you. Congratulations to Inter Milan winning that fantastic game yesterday. Was it 4-3? I got 2-0 down the 90 odd minute, 2 minutes, etc. Yeah, in Barcelona. And yeah, but well done to Inter Milan. They look quite sharp. They look quite good. A lot of mistakes defensively, by the way, by both teams. But yeah, we'll see how Arsenal get on tonight against PSG. PSG. I will just say PSG. PSG. And in Paris. Me personally, can't see it. Can't see it. I think it's going to be a PSG Inter final. And I think that'll be the best final, to tell you the truth. Not boring Arsenal. No, I've got, you know, I don't know, say I've got nothing against Arsenal. I've got Arsenal fans, not all of them, but just the arrogant ones. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you. True Blue Tie from Thailand. Speak to you tomorrow. Let's see what news we have from Man City. Any more updates on Florin? Is he coming? Staying? Coming? Staying? Coming? Staying? Guys, love you and leave you. True Blue Tie from Thailand. Take care.